Did you know that you have a superpower right now that you perform every day at least once? In his TED Talk, sleep scientist Matt Walker claims that our ability to sleep is a superpower and one that we have to manage well. Sleep is your life support system, Matt discusses, and Mother Nature's best effort yet at immortality. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at the importance of sleep, the 6 scientific health benefits, and providing a few proven sleeping tips that will ensure you get a full night's rest. We'll share the wonderfully good things that happen when you get sleep and the alarmingly bad things that happen when you don't for both your brain and body, reclaiming your right of a full night's sleep without encountering that stigma of laziness. Stay tuned. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell to get notified of our latest video. Let's first begin with the 8 scientific health benefits of sleep, starting with number 1. Good sleep improves your immune system. When you skimp on sleep, you're actually preventing your immune system from staying at optimal levels. While you are asleep, your body makes cytokines, which is a protein that helps fight infection and inflammation, effectively creating an immune response and helping you fight off being sick. In a recent study, people who sleep less than 7 hours a night are 3 times more likely to develop a cold than those sleeping 8 hours or more. Throughout the night, your immune system talks to your brain about what's going on with your health through a system of neurotransmitters and hormones, which are often referred to as the interactive brain cytokine system. And when you do become sick, the pathways get interrupted and it can throw off your circadian rhythm. As a healthy adult, you should be aiming between 7 and 8 hours of sleep each night to feel well rested and better prepared to fight off diseases. Number 2, sleep helps to improve learning. A 2010 Harvard study suggested that dreaming may reactivate and reorganize recently learned material, which would help improve memory and boost performance. In the study, volunteers learned to navigate a complex maze. During one of their breaks, some were allowed to nap for 90 minutes while others weren't. When the volunteers tackled the maze again, only the few who dreamt about it during their naps actually did better. In a Swiss university study, 2 groups were introduced to a new language, one right before bed and one during the daytime. The ones who slept immediately after learning new material learned the language quicker than those learning in the daytime. Sleep spindles occur in deep sleep and is the phase during which most dreams happen. By getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep, you're optimizing your sleep spindles and thereby how new learned information is passed and memorized. It will boost alertness, attention, and the brain to work creatively on the problems that have been posed before sleep. So if you have an exam coming up, try to study the main points of the topic you're taking an exam on right before bed and see how much it helps you. Number 3, an inadequate amount of sleep is linked to weight gain. A fascinating study from researchers at the University of Colorado found that 1 week of sleeping about 5 hours a night led participants to gain an average of 2 pounds. Being deprived of sleep changes what foods you're most interested in, thus creating more intense cravings for fat and sugar-laden foods. Sleep deprivation also causes changes to hormones that regulate hunger and appetite. The hormone leptin suppresses appetite and encourages the body to expend energy, and sleep deprivation reduces leptin. The hormone ghrelin, on the other hand, triggers feelings of hunger, and ghrelin goes up when you're short on sleep. When you don't get enough sleep, the fluctuations of hormone cause greater cravings and worse appetite control. So if you're someone working to lose weight but can't seem to stay away from the munchies late at night, prioritize getting the right amount of sleep so you can better control that appetite. Number 4, sufficient sleep improves your hormones. As we just mentioned, there are hormonal fluctuations when you don't get enough sleep. But did you know that a lack of sleep affects your biological DNA code and affects certain genes like tumor promoting, inflammation, stress, and cardiovascular disease? There's more to sleep than just appetite control and learning improvements. It's about your overall health. Number 5, sleep lowers the risk of developing depression. By getting enough sleep, your depression symptoms are greatly reduced. Why? Because going through the proper sleep cycle, where your brain activity picks up rapidly and more dreaming happens, it helps with proper brain health and processing of emotional information. During sleep, the brain works to evaluate and remember thoughts and memories, and it appears that a lack of sleep is especially harmful to the consolidation of positive emotional content. This can influence mood and emotional reactivity and is tied to mental health disorders and their severity, including the risk of suicidal ideas or behaviors. Around 75% of depressed people show symptoms of insomnia, and many people with depression also suffer from excessive daytime sleepiness and hypersomnia, which is sleeping too much. Number 6, sleep helps us empathize with others. Another great health benefit of sleep is a better understanding of social cues. One study found that people who are sleep deprived lose the ability to properly recognize expressions of anger and happiness in the faces of others. Did you ever wonder as a child how Santa somehow knew who was nice and who wasn't during the year? Well, there you go. Now that we've talked about the several health benefits of sleep, let's talk about how to get a better night's of sleep so you can redeem all these benefits. Sleeping tip number 1, develop a routine. Regularity is king. Humans are habitual creatures and creating a systematic routine will improve your sleep. Something as simple as brushing your teeth, reading a book for 15 minutes, and immediately going to bed is a habit that you can build to make your sleep almost automatic at night. Sleeping tip number 2, use your bed for nothing but sleep. This falls along with the habit routine, but the moment you hit the bed, you want the body to recognize that it's time to fall asleep. So try not to work on your bed or spend any time on it when you're not resting. Now, what's the best option if you're lying in bed at night twisting and turning? Your best bet is going to be to exit the room and actually do another activity, or else your brain will begin to associate your bed with wakefulness and accomplish the opposite of what we're trying to do. Only return to bed when you're sleepy in order to relearn your brain's association with your bed as only for sleep. It's essentially the same concept with an appetite. Do you sit at the dinner table waiting to get hungry? Nope, you go do something else in the meantime until then. Sleeping tip number 3, keep it chilly. Being in a comfortable environment is essential for healthy sleep, and keeping your sleep quarters at a temperature near 65 degrees Fahrenheit, give or take a few degrees, is ideal. Your body's temperature decreases during sleep, and a cool but not cold room will help you settle into and maintain sleep throughout the night. For your reference, here are several ways to make sure your room stays between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit at night. Set your home's thermostat to drop during your sleeping hours. For example, you may keep your thermometer slightly warmer during the day, but set the thermometer cooler at night. Open windows or turn on air conditioning or heat if the temperature rises or falls outside of the ideal sleeping range. You may even be able to install a thermostat in your room to regulate the temperature in your sleeping quarters. And lastly, run an air conditioner or fan during warm months to cool the temperature and circulate the air. Sleeping tip number 4, power naps work wonders. A short 20 to 30 minute nap lowers cortisol levels and is very healthy for the body. Ever feel tired midday at work? Try to take a small break and crank out a power nap in your car and watch how much better you'll feel afterwards. Sleeping tip number 5, use black curtains to completely black out your room. Melatonin, also known as the sleep hormone, is raised when the sun goes down to indicate to our bodies that it's time to rest. The problem is that outlets, streetlights, and any other source of unnatural lights confuse this hormone and trick it into thinking that it's still daytime. Do a complete blackout on your room and watch how fast you'll notice the difference in both the quality of your sleep and the ability to get sleep. In addition, try to cut out phone screen and computer screen use at least an hour before bedtime. And finally, sleeping tip number 6, use a pillow between or underneath your legs. This will help maintain the alignment of your back and improve your posture over time, and in particular will also help those of you suffering with lower back pain. Now, there isn't a perfect way to sleep, but being on your back is probably the best because it helps maintain the alignment of your neck and your spine. So there you have it, 8 scientific health benefits of sleep and sleeping tips to help you maximize the benefits of getting enough. Let us know in the comments below if you know of any other. If you enjoyed today's content, make sure to smash the like button as it helps support the channel and with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.